What is happening, Adventure Nation? Today we're leaving St. John and we're heading up to the Bay of Fundy. This is the motorhome experiment.
But before we leave, we need to show you obviously our spot where we're staying here in lovely St. John.
Yeah, we're in the Rockwood Campground, and it's really just outside of downtown St. John, and it's really handy to Reversing Falls and St. John. And yesterday we got to see the Festival of the Sail here in St. John. It was absolutely incredible. The campground today is pretty vacant because it is Sunday morning and everybody has left. The fog is crazy. We were gonna head down one of the coastal highways and head up to the Bay of Fundy. That's not gonna happen because of the fog, and why go along the coastal road if you can't see it? We're gonna go a little bit quicker, and it's probably gonna be safer as well. The sites that we're in here, pretty basic, but they're wide enough that you can fit your rig and your car and have lots of space.
Yeah, they're wide, but they're very short. But you can see the lines. There's really not that much of vegetation separation. It's just a line.
Yeah.
But there's other spots that are just drive-through, so they're kind of cool too.
And then you have to put up with people like this. They'll let anybody in the campground. Just anybody they let in here. So you're always gonna have to deal with that. So we're gonna jump in the coach, head up the road to the Bay of Fundy, and we're going to a place called Hopewell Cape. This place is gonna be fantastic. So let's hit the road.
Let's go.
This was water and electric only, and it was how much a night?
I didn't pay.
I think it was $40 a night.
See?
But you can go online, use your Googles, the Rockwood Campground. You have to call in. They can't do reservations online. You call in. But I think it was $40 a night. And
around that, and it's Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars. So yeah,
that.
it's like $12 American.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's 25% discount right now on your American money. So that's kind of nice.
How much?
25%.
Oh, okay.
It's 25 cents on the dollar.
We never checked really the bathrooms or anything. Oh, the one thing, they have a pavilion. You're allowed to swim in the lake, and there is a lot of activities. There's a huge park behind here that you cannot see because of the fog, but there's trails to hike, to bicycle. There's a lot of stuff to do in this park. That we didn't do.
That we didn't do, no.
But
We were adventuring off in St. John, so let's hit it.
We're only waiting on.
Are you guys ready to go?
We're waiting.
It's about time.
finally.
As you can see, nothing fancy. This area here is water electric only, so we're heading down to the dump station, but nice campground. And, you know, like I said, super convenient to St. John, so. We were getting ready to leave the Rockwood RV Park here in St. John, and Craig and Kelly showed up, so we're gonna see them along the road here some way, shape or form, so you'll see them a little bit. You guys ready to roll? You ready to roll? Kevin's leading today, so if we get lost, it's his fault.
Let's go.
And rolling out of Rockwood, we're gonna switch positions today. Kevin and Laura are gonna lead, and we're gonna follow. And we're heading up the coast of Bay of Fundy. We're gonna stay inland on US 1. We're on Canada now. So we're on Canada 1, and we're gonna head north on Canada 1, and then use Canada 114 down into the Ponderosa Pines RV Campground. And that is near Hopewell Cape, which is supposed to have amazing tide changes, so we can't wait to see that. As you can see, the entrance to the park is amazing.
Oh yeah, this wall on the left, you can climb it.
Oh, we never did that. There's ropes on that wall, so yeah, you're allowed to climb it. That would have been cool, but we didn't. And in this lake, there was kids swimming in it, and I'm assuming that's super freezing ass cold.
No, the woods behind it is where you can go hiking, biking, do all that stuff.
Yep. So St. John was cool. St. John was the downtown. Actually, it's called the Uptown. Was amazing, and the sail festival was really cool. And getting to go on the little boat with the Canadian Navy was really kind of neat. Great spot for Reversing Falls if you're going to check that out. It's only 5 minutes from the campground. So as far as high tide, low tide, slack tide, and all that stuff, you can pretty much just leave a few minutes before and be there in plenty of time. We just arrived in the Bay of Fundy National Park, and this year Canada is celebrating their 150th anniversary, or at least maybe the national parks are celebrating their 150th anniversary. So the national parks are free.
You
but
get this one.
we did get our passes. We're free, even though it is free already. And we're really looking forward to getting up the road here. This is some of the highest tidal changes on the planet, and there's supposed to be some cool walks that we can do on the ocean floor and things like that. So over the next couple of days, this is going to be pretty amazing, we think.
So any and every national park in Canada, all of them, they're free this year. So if you're in Canada, visit Canada or live in Canada, go and visit them.
Yeah, absolutely. Great time to go. I mean, you should go anyways. It's not that expensive to visit your national parks, whether you're Canadian or American, but this year in Canada, free. So yeah, take advantage of it. Up until the end of the year, of course, not too much longer before the snow's gonna fly here, so. And obviously we are arriving at Ponderosa Pines. Well, not obviously, you guys wouldn't know that, but we're arriving at Ponderosa Pines. You would have known that had I recorded the sign out front, but I didn't, so.
You need me to pull up more?
No, sir, you're good. Normally we would back into a site, but this place we had to pull in. Check this out. I wish I'd been videotaping that as we pulled in. Our view out the front window to the little lake there. Kevin and I are taking a little walk out here to the back of the campground to check out the view from here. It looks like it looks right out into the Bay of Fundy, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty much low tide right now. So this is the Bay of Fundy, and this is the area that has just huge tide swings. So it's low tide right now, and during high tide all of this is going to backfill up into up near the campground, at least, not into the campground. This back here is fresh water, but all that out there is salt. That's going to be pretty slick. We are taking a walk over to the meadow, or what are we going to? The marsh? Yes. The marsh or the meadow. Laura told us that there's going to be moose over here. Guaranteed moose sightings if we go to the marsh. And then we're also looking for a 4-foot snapping turtle out here in the water. 4-footer.
4-footer.
Supposedly it's dragging small children, dogs, and ducks into the pond.
Hopefully they come to the
That part is not true. That part's not true. The 4-foot snapping turtle is true. The other part is not true. The duck part is true, not the dogs and small children part. That's not true. That we know of, anyways.
It's not been documented.
We're praying now.
This is the part of the video where the 4 RVers are never seen again.
Oh, there's a lot of them. They're all along here.
Because they eat poison blackberries and then they're never ever discovered alive again. So this here will completely fill up with water all the way up to here once the tide rolls in, which is pretty crazy. and the moose are supposed to be over in this area here, but it's not looking like they're out here playing today. Kevin is doing his National Geographic up here, telling us how all this is working. According to him,
Look at that. See? It's already starting to come in.
I think it's leaving. Here I have to have the camera rolling because
You could make it on fail block.
Kevin could make it on Fail Army. Look at this. That looks like so much fun to go play in there. Yeah, it's still on its way out. I don't think I'll be going any further than this. No, that looks like it'll get deep really quick. Let's head over here a little bit.
I mean, think the tide is going to come in. It's like way there.
So you guys won't even be able to see it on the horizon. You can see the water out there, and then the tide is going to come in here. But right here, you can see where the water is actually still receding. It's still on its way out. Absolutely incredible. Mother Nature at its craziest. I don't know why I agreed to come out here. I can hear the mosquitoes all around me. And not a single moose to be found. Oh, now they're telling me I have to get up early in the morning to see the moose. Yeah, the only wildlife we're seeing right now is mosquitoes. Wow, that is quite the difference. Holy smokes.
Totally different place.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, none of this water was here.
I think we need to go over to the... Yeah. Holy smokes. That is insane. Do you guys remember we were out here yesterday and we told you the water was going to come up to here? So this here will completely fill up with water all the way up to here once the tide rolls in, which is pretty crazy.
That's a big pool right now.
You can still see it. It's still coming in. I know you guys aren't going to be able to hear much of what I'm saying because it's super windy, but this is insane. A totally different place than yesterday. Remember yesterday we were throwing rocks down into the mud right here, and there were these mud trails through here, these mud ditches all through this area. That is absolutely insane. I was actually down in there, walked out. Crazy. This is just in the last 10 or 15 minutes, guys, that we've been out here. Look at that. That is amazing. Unbelievable. And still coming in. Okay, today is sunrise day or sunset day or what is it? Solar eclipse day. I knew it was one of those. A solar eclipse day, and we're rigging up our own solar eclipse. I guess every day, sunrise, sunset. Solar eclipse day, check this out. We've got the binoculars set up, and you can just see a little cutout there. We're not in totality area where the sun is going to completely get drowned out. It'll just be a little chunk cut of it. Are we thinking a quarter or a half? We don't know.
I think it's a little under half.
A little under a half? Okay. So we'll check that out. So you see the paper here as you bring it up, and you can really see, you got it? Yeah. You can really see, if you look really close, the corner of the really bright area there. That's the sun being projected onto the paper through our solar Eclipse device here. It's a pair of sunglasses set up backwards. Yeah, it brings it in small onto the paper, but you can actually see, without looking into the sun, how it is starting to eclipse. Pretty cool. Or here, you guys look up in there. Yeah, here, see how does that work? Can you see that? Yeah, no, that doesn't work out so well, does it? Now we totally have our professional solar eclipse kit up. Consists of a pair of binoculars, a mini bungee cord, a cheap camera tripod, a bunch of pieces of paper, a paint tray, and then pumpkin seed flax granola box full, because we found the empty one doesn't give us quite the weight that we need. And then there's your eclipse happening there. You can see the little eyeballs with their little droopy eyelids in there. Kind of looks like me when I'm waking up in the morning. Well done, gang. Well done.
Good job, team. Good job.
Good job, team. Yes. Yes. Nicely done.
For the warning banks.
Nicely
for the
done.
binoculars.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, this is the major revision of our solar eclipse device. Check this out. Look at that. We're not even going to charge the cereal box company royalties for our invention. And then there you go. You can see the eclipse. Oh, it's getting droopy eyes, Kevin. We gotta readjust. We gotta readjust. So just grab the bottom and just see what the bottom needs. There you go. Oh yeah, there you go. Kevin made a quick adjustment. Droopy eyes are gone. Now we're in full-blown eclipse mode again. Check that out. That's awesome. These will be available next week on eBay for only $99.95 a piece. Does not include the binoculars.
Yes. Or the cereal.
Or the tripod, or the cereal.
Or the cereal.
That's just the directions.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a photograph.
We are continuing our viewing of the eclipse. Our contraption here is looking really awesome, and so is the eclipse. Now you can see it down there. And we are now at full eclipse, or at least what is going to be a full eclipse here in New Brunswick. We are just outside of Hopewell Cape, and that's it. That's the eclipse. I know you guys are all so excited. I can hear you guys cheering in the background. The crowd's going wild. No, please, settle down.
We gotta finish the video.
That's pretty cool. I have never seen it, so that's pretty cool. After that amazing afternoon of eclipse fun, we are heading down to Hopewell Rocks, and this place is going to be amazing, and it's going to blow everybody's mind. So far, I'm totally disappointed. I haven't seen anybody coming out completely caked in mud. I was hoping that this would be like a muddy adventure.
Do we get our money back?
But I don't think it's going to be as muddy as I'd hoped.
See, I am happy about it because I'm the one that washes everything.
Oh, it says 7:51 is low tide.
We made it into the park. That's not anything special or anything. Everybody makes it into the park, but we made it into the park, and now we're heading down to the ocean, and we're going to walk on the ocean floor. That's going to be cool. Oh my goodness, that's craziness. Is that amazing or what?
That's so cool. And we're still, what, an hour and a half away from low tide? So this is not even low tide.
How crazy is this place?
What the hell?
Is this insane?
This is so crazy.
I don't see a marker yet, but basically we're standing on the ocean floor. We're here in the Bay of Fundy, and this is called Hopewell Rocks, and these are called the Flower Pot Rocks. And as you can see, that's low tide. High tide actually comes up into here somewhere.
And that's not even low.
Yeah, and this isn't low tide yet.
We still got another.
Another hour?
No, it was 7.
6:51.
Okay, so hour and a half.
So we still have an hour and a half yet till low tide, so we're going to go down, check that out, and see how much further it pulls out. But the tide here is set to be 43 feet, right?
Yeah.
So
today.
43 feet today. So if you can see this stairwell here, 43 feet would probably be, 3/4 of the way up that stairwell. That's pretty nuts. Well, I don't think it's going to be 3/4 of the way up that stairwell. I'm thinking it's more up to just the base. Because you've got all this to come up too. So, still a long way up.
Yeah, but we probably got another 10 feet to go.
Down yet. So let's wander through here. It's going to be really hard right now to get the scope of what's going on here until we show you guys high tide, because there's just no point of reference. So that'll be interesting when the high tide stuff starts to come back.
Yeah.
And we see those pictures. This might be a bit noisy and hard to get this, but this is going to be the perspective we have from tomorrow, because this is how far away we are from the stairs and from that observation. You can see how far out we are, and we'll see how far the water fills in later on. Like I said, we still have a little bit of time before low tides here, so probably out where Kevin is, it'll probably draw out another 4 or 5 feet or so. So we're being told that if you have to use this thing up here, then you will be considered one of the dumbest tourists of the day. And they don't come and get you, they actually leave you up there until the next low tide, which is 6 hours. That up there is the Big Cove overlook. So I'm assuming this is Big Cove. This here is low tide, and obviously pretty amazing looking. What an amazing phenomena the tide change is at Hopewell Rocks. Actually the whole entire Bay of Fundy, but Hopewell Rocks is where you can really see it. We hope you guys enjoyed checking out low tide, and in the next video we'll show you guys a little bit of high tide, and we'll flash back and forth like we normally do to show you guys a little bit of the differences.
Because unless you're there, you don't know to see side-by-side comparison. It's always nice to see it in a picture, I guess.
Yeah, in the video, because yeah, if you just saw one or the other, you wouldn't really realize how drastic it is.
If you make it, make sure to do both high and low tide.
Yeah,
not only one.
If you just do one, especially if you just do high tide. If you just do high tide, it just looks like the shoreline of any ocean. But if you do a high tide and a low tide, it's just spectacular. So anyways, that's where we're going to call this one. So it would be awesome if you subscribe to our channel. It would be equally as cool if you like the video, and we'll see you guys again next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I think there was Ozzy right there. Oh yeah, there he is.
Ozzy, he's like going, why are you guys not in here feeding me? What is going on, Adventure Nation? We're just outside of St. John. Actually, I guess we're in the middle of St. John.
We're in St. John.
Okay, so let me start that over again.
We're like in the mix.
Yeah. What is happening, St. John? What is... That's
Hey,
the city.
St. John, how
That's
are you?
Hey,
Yeah.
St. John, what's happening? It's the city we're in.
Okay.
Try this again. What is going on, Adventure Nation? We're just outside of... No, we're not. We're in St. John. What the...
Okay.
Gonna be one of those days. I'm focused. We're just getting ready to leave the Rockwood RV park here, and Craig and blah, blah, blah.